So here we have my 30 litre Biorb Flow, and it's soon to be set up as a Betta tank. It's been cycling now for about 5 weeks, and I'm still waiting for the readings to drop down to the bottom. I like the Biorb Flows. I think they look very smart, and I'll show you around the tank in a second. Unlike others, I decided not to play around with the filtration. I've kept it totally standard. So inside I've used the artificial rock media they've given me. The sponge filter's still intact in the middle, as well as the internal filters that the tank come with. I've done it before, I've modded tanks before, but this one I wanted to keep fairly simple. The only thing I had to add, as it wasn't for tropical fish, was the heater, as well as a thermostat to make sure that the heat settings were correct. In the box just come the filter and the gravel. So I've added the rock structure in the middle that goes around the air pipe, as well as the plants. The plants are all fake. I was careful with this because I've heard that artificial plants can tear the Betta's fin, so I've made sure that I've used silk plants. They're really soft, which I noticed myself when I put them in the tank. I'm hoping this will stop any problems at all with the fish. I say fish because I am hoping to have it as a community tank. Once the cycling's finished, I plan to purchase my Betta, and then, depending on their temper, introduce some other small, quite plain fish. So hopefully they'll be able to get on, and the Betta fish won't take it as a former or a fellow Betta fish as well. I'll show you around the tank. This is the box, so this is where it comes. This is how it was originally. It's a 30 litre, which is just over 6 gallons. Really simple to set up. Didn't take anything more than about 10-20 minutes. Like I said, I did this about 5 weeks ago now. All that's been happening so far is the tank's been cycling, and I've just waiting for the readings to be correct. Now let me show you some more of the tank. So this is the aquarium. This is a side view. As you can see, I've added some green moss balls, as well as some artificial plants at the back, and the rock structure that we spoke about earlier. I chose the matte gloss, should I say, finish, just basically because I felt like it went more towards my rooms. It's actually going to be my bedroom, so I'm in quite a quiet tank, which I found this to be. That's just the other side. Here you can see the heater that I've added, as well as the thermostat. The moment's 25. I wanted to keep it around 26. I'll be adjusting that a bit later on. It's been quite hot at the moment where I am, so it's been hard to keep the temperatures correct. I'll show you the top. So you've got the built-in light, as well as a little hole for you to drop in the fish food, which is quite convenient. Like I said, I'm just waiting still for the cycling to be complete. It's been 5 weeks. My ammonia levels are now 0, so they originally skyrocketed, and they've gone to 0, and my nitrates are now at the top end of the scale, so I'm expecting them soon to drop. Due to the length of time, I have started to add fish food to try and speed up the cycling process. It's taken a little bit longer than I expected, and my next set of readings will be tomorrow, and I'm hoping that the nitrates finally start to decrease, and obviously I will wait for it to be 0 before I plan on adding any fish. The test kits that I've used to do the tests are the API. I find these to be the most efficient. I've done marine tanks in the past, and these have always seemed to have been the best when it's come to accurate readings, as well as not false tests, because the cheaper kits in the market will give you dud tests, so you do need to be careful of that. So for now, it's just a waiting game, as it has been for a while. I'm hoping tomorrow that my readings will be better. If that's the case, then I can actually start planning on what colour fish I want. I will be going for most likely a male, obviously keeping just the one male, and I'm hoping for a couple of small community fish. Depending on the male's temper, that might not be possible. I might opt for a snail instead, or some shrimp. But it's just a waiting game. Find the right fish and see what happens. Keep subscribed, and you'll soon see, once the fish is done, I'll put a new video on to show you how they get on, how their temper is. and how we get on introducing more fish to this aquarium.